All right, everybody. Welcome back to Cram Jam. This is episode 2. I'm Jack, also known as Peebus.
Hey, I'm Erikai, also known as Chris.
I'm Marcus, also known as Goon Guy.
I am Anthony, also known as Lamp God.
Yeah, and so this is the
The
second
God
one.
part is the important. Here we are. You guys wanted it. We're back by popular demand.
Absolutely.
Episode 2.
It was actually unanimous. I think everyone in the world said, do
Actually,
episode 2.
yeah,
Yes.
I actually heard it the morning that it was uploaded.
Oh, yeah.
I woke up to that just being told it needs to be uploaded, the second episode.
Oh yeah. The,
I actually woke up in a warehouse upside down, being forced to do this episode again.
Yeah,
well, we
we
wouldn't want
have-
to change anything from the first one.
exactly.
All right.
We gotta keep
So-
you in your place.
Today, we're talking about the fact that we are actors, as the title would suggest. So we're gonna sort of talk about our how we got into acting, and just like some fun stories about it. And acting's fucking strange sometimes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
One
Oh,
of the
boy.
weirdest communities you can get involved in that is off of the internet.
Oh yeah.
Forget any stereotype you know, because they're false.
Yeah, like
At a very young age too. Like, this is the weirdest community that, like, you could be in a cult like at 7,
Oh.
and this is gonna be very much weirder than that.
well,
Are
no,
you,
I mean,
are you
if you're
implying that
in
theater
theater
is a
at-
cult?
yeah, if you're in
Yes.
theater at 7, you already are being raised into the cult that is the theater community.
Correct.
It is one of the most bizarre places that one could find oneself.
So, Chris, I
Yeah.
think you're the one who got into acting at the youngest age out of all
I
of us.
did. Well, you see, my dad actually he got me into acting very young because he always wanted to own a film studio.
May God
So-
rest his soul.
There are yeah, of course. For those of you who don't know, my dad is definitely dead. According to Anthony. Anyways, but
Oh,
Yeah.
according to Anthony.
hey,
According
we
to
can't
Anthony.
we can't take that away from Marcus.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
my thing.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Having a dead dad is my thing.
That's true. Anthony, stop getting us confused. I know we look very similar, but come on.
I got
Anyways,
ahead of myself. Sorry, 2 weeks.
yeah, exactly. Anyways, so he got me into acting very, very young with just making little short films around the house just for himself, just for fun.
Aw.
And so, oh yeah, super cute. Anyways, then my brother got into actual stage acting, and that's what got me into it. And I've been doing it since I was live acting since I was the ripe age of 10 years old. And now I'm 53.
Been a long time coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You
And
sound like a bitch of a 53-year-old.
I know, exactly. I still haven't hit puberty and I'm 53 years old. What the fuck?
Oh God.
Anyways, Jack, how about yourself? Because you guys all got into acting through high school, right?
Incorrect.
More or less.
Oh, no.
No, just me.
Okay.
Just Marcus and almost Anthony.
Okay.
Man.
When I was in 5th grade, first of all, it's sort of a similar story as to Chris, because I also used to make my own little short films when I was a little boy, just a wee lad. The first thing I ever made was with this VHS video camera, when I lived in Iowa in 2009, and it was called Tidal Wave, and what it consisted of was me floating around, quote unquote, on a little a flattened cardboard box, which I pretended was a boat. And we had a very, very large house, so I would just go all around. And the whole thing was that I was stranded on this little boat or raft or whatever. I don't remember. But my sister was following me around recording. And I'm pretty sure I died at the end. That was 9 years old.
Oscar. Instant Oscar.
Yeah.
But
How many awards did you win?
So And then when so I just like made little short films as a kid, all the time. And eventually, when I was in like 5th grade, our elementary school, which will remain unnamed, finally opened up a drama club, and I was like, oh, I cannot wait until maybe it was 6th grade. It does not matter. I cannot wait until I am in 7th so that I can finally be in one of the shows. Cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun. And then in 7th grade, the first show I ever performed live as a child was called Once Upon a Leprechaun. And I played one of, I think, 4 or 5 suitors. I don't remember the purpose of the character. I don't remember any lines. I just remember I had to sort of like sing some sort of like verse, and there was a cow involved. But anyway, by the time it came to performance, 3 of the suitors had dropped out. So it was just me and one other guy. By the way, one of those suitors was Anthony.
What's up? I didn't drop out. I was kicked out.
Oh, that's a wonderful segue. Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Before I get to that, I want to mention my upbringing towards acting. I had wanted to be an actor since I was maybe 7 years old. Mainly because the influences that surrounded me said, "You'd be such a good actor. You're so cute and fluffy and ah." And
why'd they say that?
Yeah, were you a fucking dog? They were just petting him.
What about you is fluffy?
Yeah.
I'm the fluffiest fucking dude
My
here,
ears.
alright?
Large.
Anyways, I didn't have the best upbringing either, so I often lied, and I had fun with it, and I got very, very good at it. Not that I'm proud of to say that, but at one point, my brother and I were walking home. I was about 8 years old, and him and I were walking home from this place called the Den. Very cool place. It was like basically a teenage hangout place, even though I was way too young to be there. And it was so cool. It had like pool, table tennis. It had arcade games. It had fucking every console imaginable. You can watch movies there. There were tournaments, board games. It was so fucking awesome. I wish I could go back there. But anyways, him and I are walking home. I had just eaten a hot dog. And because I want him to hit me. I want him to push me. And I was successful in my attempt, and he pushed me, and I fell to the floor intentionally, and then I coughed up ketchup that I've been holding in my mouth for maybe 10 minutes. And he freaked the fuck out. He thought that he thought that he made me cough up blood, and so he started crying, freaking out, and everything, and I just started maniacally laughing. And he's like, "What's so funny? Are you okay?" He is now petrified of me. And I go, "It's ketchup." Pissed him off tenfold. But ever since then, I've always wanted to get into acting. Now, to get to the part where Jack was describing, or of which I was a previous suitor, I, again, was in a very dark space, and I did not go to school often. In fact, I missed 33 days of school in one semester. I should have been suspended or expelled. I should have been expelled, my bad. But they're like, he has like good grades or whatever, so like you could still be here. But you can't do theater, so fuck you. I wasn't even allowed to watch the show. In fact, I was pulled over intercom before the show started saying, "Anthony Rosen, can you go to the principal's office, please?"
That's so petty. Ew, that's so gross.
Right? I was so fucking pissed. I was excited. But that's one of 2 times that actually happened. So I got in trouble a lot as a kid. The first play I was in was Long Live Rock and Roll.
Damn straight.
I was in a band in the show called Eustace Early and the Early Birds. Jack played the lead singer, Eustace Early, and I played a guitarist. And to explain to you the budget really quickly.
What was your character's name?
My character's name was Rocco. To explain to you the budget, my guitar was a Guitar Hero guitar. Actually, no, it wasn't even Guitar Hero. It was like Rock Band, wasn't it?
Wasn't it like a fucking like Paper Jam?
Yeah. I think the other guy had Paper Jam. I had a Rock Band guitar. It was very, very professional. Anyways, my character Rocco, he was the guitarist. He was very, very full of himself. He really looked up to Marlon Brando. He that was his hero. And the first line I had coming onto stage, mind you, I at this time was 5'9". I weighed a whopping 125 pounds. I'm not a muscular man, to say the least. And I go onto stage, flexing my arms, and I said, "You ready for a piece of this magnificent hunk of male pulchritude, Kenny?"
What?
And I continue flexing, and and I'm trying now to woo a girl, whom of which is a lot younger than me. And to further woo her, I decided to reenact one of Marlon Brando's lines in Streetcar Named Desire, where he is looking for Stella and calling out her name. And I wish not to reenact this, but for for content's sake, I will, in fact, do exactly what I did on stage. I got up in front of everybody and went, "Stella! Stella! Stella!" Just like that, because my director thought it was funny.
The director was like, "Look at this dumb fuck just screeching."
Awful. But one of my proudest moments in that particular show was anytime I was off stage around specific actors, I would only speak in a British accent to the point where they thought that my English accent was fake, and they said, "Wow, you have a really good English accent." And I'm like, "Thanks, dude. I appreciate that." Or American accent, whatever the fuck. I don't know science.
What?
Anyways,
Okay.
yeah.
Anthony, do you recall your very last line in that show?
Yes, I do. I got down on my knees and I begged. I'm not going to give any further context to this. And I begged to this character. His name was Stretch. And I said to him, "Please, Stretch, please don't make me hurt you."
And he didn't say another fucking word throughout the whole show.
Last line. And I was on stage for the next 2 scenes. Just dancing
man.
or whatever the fuck.
Gotta love
Hurting
it.
Stretch.
Gotta love an elementary school performance.
Man, oh man.
So, Marcus, you're up.
These stories are so adorable because my excuse is a lot darker than this.
What?
This is my Joker origin story.
He had to kill a man and went into theater as part of his witness protection program.
I told a joke and nobody laughed, and then I started wearing clown makeup. I came into the game later as in my adolescence, where I started theater in like what is it? So that's junior year. I was interested sophomore year because my girlfriend at the time was in improv and theater, and I went to both of her shows, her improv show and the semester production, and they were both so damn good. Jack was in that as well. And Anthony, am I remembering that wrong?
What was the show?
Night Watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kissed your girlfriend on stage.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you dated Rachel.
Yeah. I don't think we were dating at that point, but everyone, I went with a friend group that knew that I was dating Rachel, and then when that happened, they all looked at me, and I was like, I hate all of you.
I said I had no idea who you were at the time.
Yeah. That's another funny thing is I used to hate Anthony.
Yes.
This is a phenomenal story.
And not really Jack, because Jack was like associated with Anthony, so I just both thought they were assholes. Because I'll go into this tangent really quick, and then I'll talk about my acting thing.
Oh, please go into this tangent.
No, yes. This is a fantastic tangent to go into.
Because freshman year of high school, I went to homecoming with this girl, and
let's not name any names.
Let's not. But I was supposed to dance with her because we went together, and I asked her because that's how things work. And then when homecoming was happening, I saw her once, and we hung out for a bit, and I lost her, and I didn't see her for the rest of the night, and I was like, "Fuck!" I got like ghosted in my fucking high school squeaky ass voice, and I remember I remember being so dramatic, and I hate myself. I was
Marcus is in the rain outside going, no!
okay, without the rain part, I literally was like screaming. I was like, I hate high school, and I was like, I hate myself for this. But and then that's when I started applying the clown makeup. No, but then, but then I was like, okay, maybe I still have a shot with this girl. And then I asked her if she wanted to go to the mall with me. So I asked my mom to drive me to the mall because, you know, I'm a freshman in high school. And then I meet up with her at the mall. But it's not just her. it's her friend, and then also Anthony. And every single time that I would try to get close to her, Anthony would fucking cock block. No, like he doesn't even feel bad about it at all. He was just like every single time I would try to get close to her, Anthony would be like, no. No, he didn't say that. He would butt in. I remember specifically we watched Ouija.
Pause really quickly. I bought you your ticket, and you never said thanks. You still, to this day, have not said thanks.
You don't deserve a thanks after blocking him the entire afternoon, though.
No, I'm not. Sorry, Anthony. I'm not. Anyways,
I don't forgive you.
And then we watched Ouija, and I was sitting next to this girl, and I don't remember what happened. I think someone went up to go pee or something, but he basically stole my spot next to her. And I remember like looking over and being like, is this guy for real? And then by the end, I was so mad that like I was like, okay, fuck this dude. And the only time it took like an entire like 2 years before I was started like being cool with Anthony, because then sophomore year happened. I saw him in theater, and I was like, "Oh, that's the same fucking fuck guy." And then on junior year, we had like theater classes together, and then I was like, "Okay, he's not that bad. He's just weird." And to this day, I still weird.
That's his opinion.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I'd like to defend myself because it needs to be said. This individual had asked me to do this because she didn't know how to say no. But anyways, every single time Marcus tried to say anything, I'd instantly just interrupt him. I would cut off his view from this individual. And towards the end of the night, he tried to text her, and this is where I took her phone.
Yep.
And I had said a lot of weird things, like I have an ear fetish. And I mentioned that I wasn't allowed to date, in her shoes, I wasn't allowed to date, but her younger brothers were, even though they were like 7. And that she really cares for this individual, Marcus. But it wouldn't work out.
I remember looking at my phone and seeing that ear fetish text. I was a freshman. There was nothing kinky about me at that time. I remember looking at my phone being like, what am I supposed to do? Like, should I look this up beforehand so I'm not like caught astray if we do get there? I'm so fucking stupid. Anyways, I started getting into acting because I was not fond of my. Fuck it. I hated my family at that time. I really hated being in my house. It felt very not fun. Like, dare I say, a bit oppressive at times, and I felt very angry. There was a lot of like anger and like conflict, and it sucked because I did not have anything to do. I used to be in track freshman year, but then I didn't want to go to practice during break. And then my parents were like, "Oh, you're not serious about it." I'm like, "Fucking, of course. This is fucking freshman year track. Why would I be so serious about it? I just want something to do. I want to be fast, and that's all I know how to do is to run. And you're making me quit this." So I was like, I didn't have like a desire to find another outlet. I just thought I'd be like in this oppressive household for forever until I fucking left. But because high school feels like an eternity when you're not having fun, it felt like I was going to be in this oppressive house forever. So then I started dating this girl Rachel, which my parents hated for whatever the fuck reason. And then I saw like these drama shows that she was in, and like Jack was in, and Anthony was in, and I was like, fuck, that looks like fun. I don't know if I could do that, but I would definitely want to hang out with these cool people, because this is literally the first exposure I've ever had to anything theater wise. That's like hard for some people to believe, because it's like, I mean, look at me and like how I act, and it's like, yeah, you've been gay your entire life, but I feel, but during this, it's like I did not know what improv was. The first exposure was watching one episode a long time ago of Whose Line Is It? And
Hell yeah.
that was
Amazing
that was
show.
right, and it was like magic to me, because I was like, whoa, they're making this up on the spot. And then so I made it a plan to join theater during my junior year, because by the time I was like sold, all the stuff that I could have joined was like ended. Like Night Watch ended, or there was in process, right? So I couldn't like join anything. Improv was yearly, so you had to apply within the first few weeks, or else you couldn't go and join it. So yes, the beginning of my junior year, I joined both, and I got on the improv team, which I was very excited about. And in hindsight, that's like nothing, but that was so important to me because I had nothing else to do, and I had like no skills. I felt like worthless as a person. I thought the only things that I could do correctly is clean my house and watch my brothers, and that was the only thing that I was like good for at that time, and like go to school, and even my grades were like okay. And then I also got into my first show, which was a show called Play On, which was like a play within a play, and that was awesome because I was like alongside, like, even though the show was like okay, I was alongside like the greatest actors of that school. I was next to Jack. I was next to I can say Tori Powell. Tori Powell was part of it. And I'm great friends with her now. All these great actors, and I was like, fuck, I'm like in the community now. And then I auditioned for the spring show, which was a little something called The Drowsy Chaperone, in which
Oh shit.
I got which was an amazing show, and I got a lead of that, which I didn't even think was possible. And my second show that I've done ever, I had so many fucking lines that I had to memorize, but I was so like fucking dedicated to this acting thing that I was like, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna like actually be on top of my game, because I fucking love this shit. Like the last show was awesome. I loved the aspect of it. Like I've never felt anything like this before. And I went out there I'm not gonna be humble, because this is like a really, really important turning point in my life, but I fucking killed it. And I got like
Hell yeah.
I got an award for like my performance like a year after, and yeah, it was so amazing. And nowadays I feel like I've kind of lost a bit of that, because I just haven't been consistently in a show. The last show that I was in was a Mamma Mia show, and that was so bad.
Any performance
I-
with Mamma Mia fucking sucks.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was the one black character. I don't think that they typecasted me, but in my funny
typecasted
little
you.
I mean, if there's one black
Yeah, there's
character,
one
then
black
yeah, they
character.
did.
Marcus,
Marcus.
Yeah.
Didn't you not audition? Didn't they just give you the part?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I did. Yeah, they were looking for people desperately, and then
They were trying to find the one black person in Flagstaff.
They covered that very well. We're looking for actors that are not white.
they had a pepper like readily available, and they had one already, and then they were like, oh, this pepper is like really flaky. And then I talked to that pepper afterwards, and he was like, I don't know why they cut me from that role, because I told them my conflicts, and I told them that I wouldn't be here, and now they're like acting like that like never existed, and they gave you the role, which I mean he was fine with. Obviously, that'd be weird if he's like, oh, this stupid black stole my role. Like, that'd be weird. but I felt bad for him too, and the point is like it wasn't even worth it, because the show sucked. But yeah, that's I don't want to take up too much time. That was that
He died.
He's
gone.
dead.
He died.
Marcus
He's
is
gone.
dead.
What happened?
my brother was trying to call me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, he's probably
okay.
okay. Yeah, I'll Be right back.
We didn't even mention the fact that Marcus kissed my girlfriend in that show.
And,
Play on.
We'll bring it up. We'll wait for him to come back.
we good?
Oh,
Yes. Yep. Sorry, my brother needed to get picked up from work.
you
Are
good?
you leaving?
No, I'm telling
So,
someone else to
fucking
do it.
hope not.
Yeah.
All right, let's slide right back in.
So, Marcus, you neglected to mention that during Play On, you had to kiss an individual, whom of which I was dating.
Yeah, that's fun. So I cucked your back, you little fucker.
Oh man.
It was
It's
okay.
You kissed my girlfriend, I kissed yours. It's fine.
Yeah, you know, just a couple of bros.
Just
Just a couple of bros sharing girlfriends.
sharing girlfriends, like a
I
couple of bros.
This is fucked up. Let's move on.
no.
Anyways.
No. Let me
Almost
be
kissed
clear.
Josh's
It was not. What? Huh?
What?
Anyways,
Okay, let's move on.
so you guys all kind of talked about meeting each other somewhat. Jack and Anthony haven't talked about them meeting each other. But I have met most of you guys through doing shows with you guys, other than Marcus, who you and I have just met through being around each other a lot.
Yeah.
But the first of you guys that I met was Jack.
Yes, indeed.
Which we met. We were in a theater performance troupe together, and both of us were the losers of the group. To be frank, we sat alone and no one talked to us. This is a very popular
Good
and at the
times.
time kind of cliquey youth theater where we live, and so he and I both end up getting told we have to go for our stage directions, go off stage in this one part, and I noticed that he is wearing a Rick and Morty T-shirt.
Why? How dare you bring
Now this is like 20. Was this 2017 or 2016?
16.
This was 2016. So this is back in 2016 when Rick and Morty was still cool, you know. And so I, being the intellectual,
But we established in episode 1 as the worst year ever.
yeah, exactly. You know, there is definitely a correlation. So I go up to him as the elite intellectual that I was, and complimented him on his shirt. And our first conversation was just about, you know, Rick and Morty. And then we proceeded to start hanging baby dolls from nooses backstage without telling anyone until people would randomly find them, and then they'd stumble upon, and then they'd scream because there's a baby doll hanging from a noose behind a flickering light. This theater is underfunded,
Yeah.
by the way.
Our signature move.
That became how we bonded, was Rick and Morty and hanging babies. And
Only
then
real ones.
yeah, exactly.
No, we
And
hadn't
then-
upgraded yet.
And that was a couple years later.
I was really fucking hoping you wouldn't bring up the Rick and Morty thing.
No, there's no way. I still give him shit about it to this day, because my favorite thing is the fact that he was wearing the shirt.
My favorite thing is the fact that I don't remember this at all.
Oh, I remember it clear as day.
But I'm sure it's true.
That
Because I
is
literally
how-
I didn't talk to anybody when I got out of high school and went into community theater. Chris started in community theater, but
Yeah.
I started in high school and I eventually moved on to perform in community, and I didn't talk to anybody. I hate talking to people.
There's never been a more relatable sentence,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, and I had only known Marcus before he was in Play On from Anthony telling me about how big of a dickhead he was.
What?
The hate was mutual, of course.
Oh,
Yeah, you two hated each other for some fucking reason freshman year, real hard. Also, I remember, I would just want to bring this up because I think it's so interesting. I remember when that individual was, after she had gone to that date with you guys, I was talking to her about it, and she showed me a few texts in which I think Anthony was on the wheel as far as the text goes. And he had said the thing about, like, sorry, it's not going to work out or something. And Marcus I don't know if this is true or if my memory fails me. You said something along the lines of activate Michael Vick mode.
100% true.
What?
And then you were like, lol, JK.
Oh god.
Who's Michael? Who's Michael Vick?
Oh, you want to know who Michael Vick is?
I love that you said that and you don't know who Michael Vick is.
What did
Not
Michael
really.
Vick do?
Vick do.
Enter. Came to a halt when he pleaded guilty for his involvement in a dog-fighting ring.
What was I implying?
I think you were implying domestic violence.
That doesn't. If that has happened, if that really did happen, I am incredibly sorry.
I'm gonna throw out a disclaimer. Everyone you've ever met was the worst person that they ever have been and ever will be at 14 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh my
I don't think those kind of jokes are funny anymore. I think that's like appalling. That's
No, I
fucking
think though
stupid.
that as a response
Just
to getting
in hindsight.
told, like, you know, getting rejected, response
yeah.
being
As a
activate
freshman.
Michael Vick mode is the
Yeah, all I gotta
funniest
do
shit.
now. All I gotta fucking do now is just get the clown mask again. Like, fuck, dude.
Oh man,
Uh,
good shit.
Marcus, what's your Instagram profile picture?
It's. Can I? It's a picture. So my Instagram handle is Goon Boy, and the O in boy is a 0. Quirky. But my profile picture is a picture of me in a clown suit while I was high as fuck on Molly, and I'm just staring at
Okay.
the ground, just vibing.
Can we mention this was also used by a certain college as promotional material for you?
Oh, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
What? I forgot
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, my college used that because I gave it to them, granted, but I didn't think they would use it because it's such a silly ass photo. But they were like, "Hey, you're going to be like, I'm going to be asking like questions for like a panel later because you're a college student at this university, and we need your photo." And I said, "Okay, use this one." And they're like, "Okay." And like I remember, I was 2 people because one person had a really normal like
Really,
like a
it
nice
was her in a
photo.
Starbucks. She was holding
Yeah.
like Starbucks, looking nice, smiling.
And then there was me with my literal clown outfit, looking at the ground. And I'm so glad they used it because it's like, haha, I was on drugs that night.
Like you zoom in and your pupils are fucking marbles.
It's no, my pupils are huge.
Oh man, that's incredible. I did not know that.
Now, Jack and Anthony, you guys have known each other longer than any of us have known each other. How have you two met?
Coming up on 10 years, I believe,
Mhm.
eventually.
Yes, sir.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember because it was fucking almost 10 years ago. But I don't really
You
remember.
blocked it out.
I don't remember when I met him specifically.
I do. Fun fact. I thought Jack was a little cringy boy because I remember seeing him walking around high school in like a sponge.
Jack was a little cringy boy.
I was.
Sorry, not high school.
I fucking was.
Sorry.
No, I
We,
know-
we
no,
all were little
no.
cringe boys.
He
I
was
like,
walking
Anthony.
around in 5th and 6th grade with a SpongeBob T-shirt, and I'm like, wow.
I
I'm an
literally, 100% was the real life personification of the Minion or the Bob for today. I had a Minion shirt, bright yellow, and a SpongeBob shirt, bright yellow.
You also had a Mind Turtle hoodie.
I did.
But
Wasn't that stolen from you?
No, I sold it to my brother's
you-
girlfriend.
That's right.
Anyway,
well, anyways, we met through friends of friends. We didn't ever talk to each other in the friend group until like they were sick or absent or someday, and then it was just us, and we're like, hi, and we just started talking and hanging out and stuff. And then we got classes together, and because we knew each other already, we just started to hang out and talk and everything.
that mutual friend eventually went to a different school. And after he did, I remember telling other people, I was like, man, fuck this guy. He left me alone with Anthony. But yeah.
Sick. I didn't know that.
It was long ago. In 6th grade, I was dating a girl that Anthony had dated in 5th grade. And I didn't know much about him at all. But I just knew that they had dated. And the one time that his name really came up in conversation... Oh, shit, no, I'm telling the exact wrong story. The first time I ever heard of Anthony, it was from a friend who had told me, he had come up to me like right when school started, and he was like, Anthony just told this kid on the bus what sperm and jack off means, so now he won't stop saying it. But the second time I heard about him was when this girl broke up with me. And she was like, you remind me too much of Anthony. And I said, fuck Anthony.
I think we all went through a phase where we're like, Anthony is fucking weird as shit. I don't want to hang out with him. I think Christian is the only exception. I think Christian is the only
I was gonna say
guys, like,
Anthony and I meeting each other was interesting
because he met Anthony when Anthony was at least somewhat a fully formed human being.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that a lot.
See, I got lucky. So I met Anthony. I met Anthony years before I got to know Anthony because he came to see a show the first show Jack and I did together. And which there's a lot of stories from backstage during that show. But Anthony came and he met me, and we kind of had both heard about the other person. So I feel like at least I had heard about him. So, it was like, oh, this guy. I kind of know who this guy is. And so then years later, he and I end up being in a show together. And I feel like, he and I became friends because we had a close mutual friend. But I feel like the night that he and I really became friends, that was quite an interesting night. Anthony, do you want to go into detail about that? I think you know what night we're talking about.
Talking about the lock-in?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, fair. There was an interesting thing that happened, and he and I ended up going for a drive for a while, and after that, hanging out in a dark alleyway at 3 a.m. Just as normal people do. And then from then on, we've been friends, and then we started working together.
I'd like to emphasize the fact that something interesting happened had nothing to do with either one of us sexually.
What?
In case it comes off as that, because I feel like it was worded as such.
That's just his insecurity. Yeah, maybe that was what he wanted from that night, but he didn't get it.
That fuck off. I was interested in some.
I don't know. You did invite me over to your place. Thinking back on it.
Oh my god. Anyways, that night actually, I hated Brody as well. And he was annoying the piss out of me. He wasn't even supposed to be at the lock-in.
It was
Brody is a mutual friend of us.
And a close friend of mine at the time who I had snuck in to the lock-in. Which,
he was playing with his toy gun and making so much noise while people were sleeping around us and shit. And he was making so much goddamn noise. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. And he just fucking wouldn't. So at one point, I grabbed the gun out of his hands and almost broke his fucking hand. And then I hit him with it.
He hit him in the face with it. Just bonks him right on the nose.
Jesus Christ.
At this point, I'm trying to fall asleep like way backstage, and all I just hear is a scuffle and people going, Anthony! And then Brody going, oh! and I just walk over and just see people struggling with Anthony with a fake gun and Brody holding his fucking nose. And it was like, I started just laughing my ass off because it was the funniest thing to see.
That's
It was annoying. Every single one of us had asked him to stop, and I specifically told him, if you don't stop, I'm gonna hit you. So it's his own fault.
And
Wait,
Anthony
so-
is a man of his word.
Damn right I am.
This is when Anthony is supposed to be, quote unquote, a fully fledged human being.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be clear. Anthony is not a fully fledged human being yet, but he is more so of one than he was when he was a child.
He has morals somewhat.
Yeah.
Fuck all of you.
This episode has become very Anthony-centric.
Yeah. But yeah.
Not the humble
and then-
brag, but I have the craziest fucking stories.
Yeah. And then he and I got to know each other really well because he and I started working together at a place that Jack, Anthony, and I all worked at together, Chipotle. And then within a month of me working there, Jack left. You know, he just couldn't handle working with me, I'm sure.
Yeah, I fucked off.
Yeah, he
Fuck
was like,
that
"Fuck
place."
this dude. I don't want to be near him." Yeah, I will agree with him on that. Fuck that place.
I third that. Fuck that.
Anthony and I stuck it out for another year after that, and
I
then
worked there for 2 years.
yeah, Anthony worked there for 2 years, and then I got fired without being told.
Which the general manager fucking hated, by the way. It wasn't
Yeah.
insane. He was on leave because of COVID. And he comes back and he's like, why the fuck was Chris fired?
Yeah, I was, by the way, in a different state helping my grandmother who had just had a stroke move out of her house because she had a stroke. And my flight back got canceled and I couldn't get anyone to cover my shift, so I got fired.
Okay, but
That's
okay.
If that individual
Chipotle.
is listening to this podcast,
fuck you.
nice.
They're not.
Yeah,
She might.
bro, it's Chipotle. It sucks.
This
Anyway,
episode is called "We Are Actors."
yes. So, I brought up a certain show that Jack and I did. It was the first show he and I did together, and it's one of the shows that he and I have probably some of our craziest exploits from.
Oh,
I would
no.
say.
Oh no.
Okay, no, that's not. That's true. That's true.
No,
We have some
I'm gonna
crazier
bring
ones.
up. I'm gonna bring up a crazier one. What I find to be two of the
Okay.
craziest ones. What we
It
love
was
to
the
do.
start of what we did.
What we love to do backstage is
For clarification, our backstage in this underfunded theater is also in an underfunded area, so the backstage is literally an alleyway, a dark alleyway facing a canal that consistently has homeless people just living in it. We've found, heroin needles just chilling back there.
It's fun heroin needles.
one guy
it's a
just
really
left
good
like
spot
one guy
for
left
a-
like just a bag of edibles just
Yeah,
sitting
it's
on
a
a
really
curb.
great spot for a youth theater. Anyways, continue.
So the first show we ever did, we built this fucking. We built a tire swing
So
out of a
we
tire
found
that
a
we found
tire.
behind a building. This rope, like almost, it was barely even a rope.
No,
that
it
we
was
pulled out of the ground.
piping that we pulled
It was
out of
like
the ground
an irrigation system.
that wasn't being used anymore.
And this tire swing came just at the tip of the fence that blocks the canal. So when you were on it and you went all the way up, it was like a curved fence, curved towards us, away from the canal,
With spikes on it.
with spikes. And so when the tire swing would go up, it fit just perfectly in that little spot, and then come back down. And needless to say, the adults took it down.
Yeah. Idiots.
And then a few years
When
later,
we actually did end up hoisting up this tire swing, and we had there was a guy that went on it that actually swung over the fence over the canal and then back, and that's I think when one of the adults was like, "Okay, this is not okay
this is
anymore."
coming down.
Yeah.
Another thing that we did a couple years later was we had taken one of those infamous babies on a noose. We had tied it to the back of Chris's car. I had held on to the baby, put on roller skates, and he drove me around the parking lot while other people were sitting in the trunk. And it was at one of these points where it had just rained the night before, and there were puddles all over the parking lot. And so Chris is just riding through this parking lot. I think the max speed that he got to was 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
I never went over 30,
yeah,
but I did get to 30.
no, we just got there. And
This, by the way, this youth theater is the only thing in this parking lot that is ever active, other than this this
like a dance studio and a hookah lounge.
Dance studio and a hookah lounge. Yeah.
We were coming on a puddle, and everybody yells, "Stop!" because I'm on roller skates. Not even. I'm on roller blades, which is even worse. And they yell, "Stop!" He stops, but I keep going, and I wrap around his car and slam into the passenger side. This is, I think, week 2 of a 3-week run, and my leg was fucked.
I want to say that my immediate reaction was I just started dying laughing. Everyone else was freaking out, and I was laughing so hard.
And so for the remainder of the show, which had some pretty intense dances, I couldn't bend or extend my leg too far because it would just be pure fucking pain.
Which wasn't the only injury you've gotten, but not long after that, we decided that the driving around with the rollerblades may not be the best idea for some reason. So instead, to make it up to Jack, I found a large section of PVC pipe back there and tied the end of the rope with what was remaining of the baby, which was just its head, onto the rope, and presented it to him as a large fishing pole, and that preceded what we did for the rest of the run, which was baby head fishing, where we'd launch this baby or other things into the canal with such force because this PVC pipe was, I want to say, 30 feet long. It was very long.
It was long, maybe 20.
It was very long.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, and we would just launch this thing, at one point, we ended up putting a mannequin head on the end of it, which we lit on fire in the middle of the night. Before the end of the show, we got all the guys in the cast, which we were all wearing makeup from the show, so we looked pretty intimidating.
We were emo guys.
Yeah, emo. Yeah, we were all emo with dark eye makeup and stuff like that.
Leather jackets and tank tops.
Lots of fake tattoos. And we're all standing in this circle. And I'm holding this mannequin head on a long PVC pipe that we've lit on fire, and there's no lights back here, so they can't. So you can't really see the PVC pipe. So all you see is a head on fire in the air with a bunch of us standing in a circle underneath it, singing the Misty Mountains song from The Hobbit in low tones. And then a homeless man ends up riding by us on his bicycle, and he stops and he looks me dead in the eyes, and he's just got this really confused expression, and he just goes, "What's going on out here?" And I just stare him in the eyes, don't break, and keep singing, and just stare him in the eyes until he gets this look of just fear. And he runs over to one of the backstage parents and goes, "Guys, there's some weird shit going on over there. Keep the kids away from them." And the dad goes, "Yeah, I've been watching them all night. You probably want to get out of here. I don't know what they're doing." And the guy heels the fuck off on his bicycle. And I'm so glad I did not break, because that was one of the hardest I've ever wanted to laugh but not broken character, because that was the funniest shit to see, just the man like terrified of these high school boys in goth makeup with a burning mannequin head. But there was another injury that has happened backstage.
This one's very real.
This one, probably one of the things that we did not think out fully.
So we had this is just a year and just a couple months ago.
Yeah.
We had this bungee cord that thankfully what
How'd you get the bungee cord?
I was
supplied
just about
by
to
Anthony
say.
Rosen.
I was just about to say.
Right.
Anthony had given to us, which, by the way, he had also taken off of a fence at our high school. And he kept in his car for about 2 years. And he
gave it to me.
Then he gifted it to Chris. And there was a shopping cart in the back, so we would take the bungee cord and we'd like slingshot the shopping cart in this alleyway behind the theater. But at one point, I was like, "Hold up, I have."
We would
idea.
also, let me just say, we would also put people in this shopping cart and slingshot it with them. Because that's safe.
I had an idea. I was like, wait a minute, I'm gonna make a funny noise. And so I take one of the handles and I put it over the fence for the canal.
No. You use the carabiners on the end and put it on the fence.
Who cares?
That is an important distinction.
No,
because that's what held it on.
Okay.
Yeah. So you tried to hit it because he wanted to make a funny noise.
I wanted to make a funny noise. And so I was like, like whipping it with my finger, and nothing was happening. And by the way, I'm standing probably about 20 feet away from the other side of the bungee cord, extending it. And I'm just flicking it, and nothing's happening.
Then I walk over, and I go, oh, no, you're doing this all wrong. Because we had these 2 bungee cords, so they had carabiners at the end and handles on the other end. And so I attached them carabiner to carabiner and put the handle over the top of the end of the fence and then have Jack pull on the other end. Then I stand in the middle and I look him in the eyes and I go, now this will make a funny sound. And I smack the thing on the top. That was one of the big mistakes that I made.
After he smacks it, the force of it brings the handle up off the fence and it comes shooting straight into my eye.
and just hits him. All I see is, because I'm looking him dead in the eyes, I hear dong, but I don't just hear dong, I hear dong, ow! And I watch as Jack just hits the ground so fast, hands to his face, and I'm just like,
I felt no pain upon impact. It hit me just in the corner of my right, or it doesn't matter, just in the corner of my eye. And it was probably a centimeter away from me entirely losing that eye for the rest of my life. Maybe a millimeter.
This was 20 minutes before show.
20 minutes before we go on stage.
The show performance I saw of this show.
Yeah. And by the way, at the end, there's a very emotional moment, and I cried blood on stage.
Yeah, he legitimately cried blood.
I cried a tear of blood.
It was phenomenal. I love seeing that. It was great.
His girlfriend was not there at the time and proceeded to come out and yell at both of us.
Yell at us
a lot. Well, okay, no, but she was fully in the right to.
She was pissed.
You know, because we were being idiots.
Pissed.
We were stupid as fuck. I will be the first to admit.
Yeah, it was the classic like you could have lost your eye, and I was like, but I didn't.
Yeah, exactly. And she and my mother, who is in the medical field, who was there at the time, both said that you should go to the urgent care. And you were saying no because you didn't want to.
Yeah, they were like, you should probably get stitches,
or else it'll scar. And you were like, no, I don't need to. We have a show. And then I remember they left, and it's just you and I. And it was like just you and I finally. And I was like, hey, man, I'm sorry. And you're like, no, it's fine. I'm like, so you're not going to go to the urgent care, right? And you're like, no, I wanted the scar. And we were like, I've always wanted a face scar. I'm so excited. And I was like, I know that, bro. And it was just like the funniest thing to see you just being like, no, it's because of the show. And then you were just like, no, I want a face scar. Come on, this is cool.
I mean, I was like, our director was like, if we need to, we'll stop the show. And I was like, that's not fucking happening.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely not. And also my motivation to not get stitches was because I wanted to go to a party after.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We were also having a party that night.
Yep. All right.
Anyways.
Anybody else have any good stories? Because otherwise, we'll move right on to the surprise segment.
Otherwise,
I want to get a couple things in. One, I want to ask what everyone's favorite moment on stage was. Because personally, my favorite moment was when I was in the show Get Smart, and I played the character named Agent 13. Very, very, very small role. My job was to basically be in a locker and wait for me to be unleashed, essentially, and do my job and be an agent and attack a chaos agent. So Jack was the lead. He played Agent, was it 86 or whatever?
Yeah, Maxwell Smart.
Maxwell Smart, yes. Agent 86. And he, in the previous scene, was asking for a locker key. That's the only piece of gadget that he wanted. And he tells his other agent, Agent 899, like, distract this chaos agent, put plan Y14 into effect, I'm going to go get my locker key. And he tells me that there is a chaos agent. He's going to bring this guy over, and I'm going to beat the shit out of him. And it's going to be great. Mind you, I'm in this small fucking locker. It's so cramped in there. And I have a bat in my hands, and I just go, all right. And so he walks by.
I come out of the locker, I just whop him in the face, and he falls phenomenally. I think he got actually a head injury because of how hard
He falls straight back.
yeah, it was ball, and this guy's like 6'4", like he's a tall man too. So he fell hard.
It's huge.
But after this had happened, the people in the audience just immediately erupted into laughter and clapped for 4 fucking minutes. I could not say my line. I was just sitting there nodding maniacally, just with my bat in hand, just going, "Yeah, that was me," because I couldn't say my fucking line because they were just laughing and for so goddamn long.
It was insane.
It was probably the most incredible moment of my life. I'll be honest.
Oh my gosh.
Marcus.
while I'm on
Marcus.
the-
Oh, sorry.
While I'm on the subject of the locker, there was a guy from the house who yelled out, "Locker guy!" And about 4 months later, I'm nowhere near the school. I think I'm around 10 miles away from the school, and I was flipping signs for this farmer's market. And while I'm doing this guy drives by and yells out his window, "Hey, it's Locker Guy!" Never have I felt more like a celebrity.
You were recognized in public. Holy shit.
As Locker Guy.
As a locker guy.
Marcus, I would love to
absolutely.
hear. I would love to hear yours.
I don't. Anything that happened like on or off stage,
It doesn't
like
matter.
a funny thing.
What's your favorite moment in theater?
Oh, this is a bit heartfelt actually because, yeah.
Don't want to hear
right.
it. Skip.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on.
Next one.
No, this is because Tori Power, the person we were talking about before, actually showed me this because I looked up to her so much during when she was here and still now, but like especially when we were in high school together. But she would do this thing every single time before opening night. Like I'd say like 20, 15, 10 minutes before the show starts. She would go outside to like look herself in like one of the it's not really a mirror, it's kind of like it's like a glass door that you can see yourself heavily, and she would look at herself as this character and be like, okay, I'm going to really embody this character, and I'm going to like I'm looking at my character as myself and basically being like coming to terms with it and being like, I'm gonna kill it out there. And then I started adapting that little thing that she does every single time I do a show too. Another thing that I do but I got it from Jack, where I just sit in a very dark and quiet room for like 5-10 minutes and like collect my thoughts. I do both of those before I do anything performance wise. I don't do a lot of stand-up comedy, but my primary thing that I do is stand-up comedy rather than theater. And every time that happens, I find a mirror and I look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, you're gonna kill it. And then also I find a very quiet space to gather my thoughts and be funny. And the last time that I didn't do that, I didn't have the greatest show. So it's like a superstition thing.
Pre-show ritual. I love pre-show rituals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
That's
have a lot
really
myself.
sick.
Well,
Anybody else? Any,
back to your question, my favorite moment for me personally on stage, or one of my proudest moments.
Can I guess this one?
Yeah, actually, it comes from Anthony and I's first show together, which was a show that Jack was also in. And there's a lot of stories from this show. I mean, for example, we had a backstage poker ring, and a lot of strange things.
Made out of a bench and a handicap ramp.
Yep, exactly. Where we would gamble for other people's candy. And just fun things like that. But this show was Romeo and Juliet, which, for those of you who don't know, there are sword fights that happen, and we decided we would actually do real sword fights. My dad is a very strange person. I love him to death, but he's a very strange person, and he spent most of his adult life collecting medieval weaponry and honestly training in medieval weaponry. And from a young age, I was trained in sword fighting and stuff like that. So I am trained in sword fighting and theater combat. So I was a proponent of pushing for our director to choose us using real swords for the sword fights, which we did. We all took a lot of training, and me and Jack had the biggest fight in the show. I was Tybalt.
By the way.
What?
Phenomenal fight.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was a very fun fight.
Yeah.
I was Tybalt, he was Mercutio. And if you don't know the context, that doesn't matter. But the fight goes on, and throughout the rehearsal process, this fight always went well. It comes time, we're running the show, people are coming and seeing it, and the night that we're filming, the first night that we're filming comes up.
Was this the night that the adjudicator was there as well?
The night the adjudicator
I
came
don't
was
know.
the next one. But first night that we film, we go into the fight, and this part comes up, and I do this move, and all of a sudden I see Jack's sword is not in his hand anymore, but it is in the air between us. And he catches it, kind of fumbles, but it manages to catch it. And, it's like, okay, it's the first time we've messed up this fight. Proceeded to run it a couple more times before the next show, just make sure we had it down. And the next time we ran it, it was perfect, but it was like, that was the night we filmed. That sucks. So come the next time we film, we're like, okay, we need to make sure the fight's perfect because he's only filming for 2 nights. So we get to that part, and not only was the sword no longer in his hand, but the sword he was using ends up falling apart completely in his hands to the point where the blade fell off, the hilt fell off, the cross guard, and all he was holding in his hand was just the handle. And everything is just scattered across the stage. And I just looked Jack in the eyes, and you just had this look of just like, I have no clue what to do. And I don't, without thinking, just the first thing that comes out of my mouth is I just turn to the person who's like my assistant and go, someone get this man another rapier. And somebody just gives me their sword, and I hand it to him, and we go back into the fight. And I didn't think, it just came out of my mouth, and I was surprised as I was saying it. And then I had this was the night that one of the judges was there, and I had one of the judges come up to me and just was like, that reaction that was so perfect, that was so clean, and I was like, thank you, I didn't know what I was doing. So that would be my proudest moment.
Clamoring. Everyone's like, holy shit, that's incredible, they're phenomenal actors. I sit back there for another sword just in case.
From my perspective, there's this little metal piece at the bottom of the handle of the sword. Our blades cross, they cross, and then we stop in this X, and that piece just slid out, and the whole thing just fell to pieces.
Oh my gosh.
In my hand, and my mind was erased. It felt like we were just standing there staring at each other for 4 minutes, but in reality it was no more than 15 seconds before another sword was in my hand.
Well, and to me, thankfully, I'm so glad that this is filmed. This is on camera, because I've gone back and I've watched it, and to me, in that moment, it felt like 5 years before anything happened. But just I remembered slow-mo watching the sword fall to the ground in pieces. But watching it back, it's so fast. It's like, what the fuck just happened? It is forever just ingrained in me as one of my proudest moments on stage.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack, you're the last one of us to answer this.
I'm actually gonna skip mine.
Oh.
Because we're running a little late. So
that's true, and we do have a surprise segment to get to.
Yeah, we're going to get to our very next surprise segment. This is episode 2 of surprise segments. And I have a very special one today. Today is
cannot wait.
BuzzFeed quizzes, real or fake.
Oh.
Okay.
So I have in my hand a list of BuzzFeed quizzes, 2 lists.
Okay.
One of them contains real BuzzFeed quizzes, and the other are fake ones. And you guys are going to have to guess which is which.
Oh,
So-
this is great.
Fuck, I give up on this bit.
Did you? What the fuck just happened to you?
You just had a stroke.
I was gonna say I've taken every BuzzFeed quiz there is. I am an expert on this.
That fell apart
Really?
quick.
It
Yeah.
did, it really did. I regret my life.
We
Anyways.
fell to pieces. We just watched a
Proceed.
man dissolve.
Okay. Number 1. What type of sandwich are you?
That is the realest BuzzFeed quiz I've ever heard.
That is so real. I feel like I'm
pretty sure I've taken that one as a joke before.
That is real.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anthony
we're
and I
just
put it
going
as,
through. We're going through.
I was gonna say yes.
All right. Your
That's
pizza
what it says
options. Your pizza options will reveal how many children you have.
That one's real. I'm
That's
like
so-
90%
I
sure.
believe
That's
that
so
that
real.
one I will believe till the day I die.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll guess your favorite Marvel movie based on your body count.
False.
Oh,
Real.
you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna say real.
That is one written by me.
No, I'm gonna Google that right now. You said I'm googling it right now. If I find a quiz based on that, I get a point.
There's
All right,
no
it
way.
is.
We'll guess your
like
favorite Marvel
Ant-Man?
movie based on your body count.
All right.
You
Yeah.
had sex with 0 people? You like Ant-Man.
That would be a quiz that you would see like as an ad on Twitter or something, but BuzzFeed tries too hard to be exclusive and exclusive.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that brings us to our next question.
I don't see it. Okay, you
What
win.
a shame. All right, next question. Or next quiz. Eat a bunch of sweet foods and we'll tell you which Friends character you are.
I was about to say no until you said the word friends, and then I was like, oh no.
True.
It is real, and I'm going with it.
What's your favorite 80s star? We'll tell you what racial slur you'd say.
Tell us your favorite stereotype and we'll give you a... we'll tell you favorite Disney princess.
Yeah.
We'll give you a pension.
I like how black people like watermelon. Oh, you got Cinderella, nigga.
I'm gonna say that one's real.
I'm gonna say that one's real too. Okay.
Anyway,
was
yeah,
real, right?
the Friends one is a real thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does it even entail? What do you mean eat a bunch of sweets?
It says
on
I literally
on BuzzFeed.
word for word copied it down. It says eat a bunch of sweet foods.
What?
Okay.
They're just gonna ship you a box.
All right, next quiz. We'll give you a catchphrase with just 3 questions.
If this
false.
one, wait, can I just say if this one is real, we have to take this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'll
All
tell
right.
you.
This is so ironic. We're like making fun of BuzzFeed for doing this, and then we're like, that one sounds fun though.
No.
That was
no, we're
cute.
making fun of it. It's not cute.
No,
It's
here's the
dumb
thing.
as
Here's the
fuck,
thing.
and
Listen.
that's why.
That one
Okay.
is real, and I
Uh-huh.
did take it.
Oh yes.
My
Okay.
catchphrase, and I'll say this after every episode for as long as this is on the air. My catchphrase is "Take a seat, babes."
Could you link us the test real quick?
No.
Okay. Well, then
No,
what is
we're
the?
running out of time. I only have a few more. Pick a dog and we'll reveal your biggest fear.
I want that one to be real, but I'm going with false.
I'm gonna be
False as
false.
well.
That one's real.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh.
Marcus, did you get that one right?
What?
Huh?
Marcus, did you get that one right?
No.
No, you all got
Sorry.
that one wrong.
I'm keeping score.
What 17th century house are you?
Ooh.
I'm gonna say that's fake. That one's fake.
Yeah, that's gotta be fake.
I
It's
agree.
boring.
Yeah, it's fake.
Okay, good.
All right, I only have 2 more.
Okay.
How basic is your baby?
Mm,
That's real.
That's a hard one.
that's
Nah,
so
bro.
difficult.
I'm gonna go with real as well.
Can I share my catchphrase with you guys?
Yeah.
Well, slam my body down and zigga zigga.
That's not okay. You can't say that.
BuzzFeed, what are you doing, BuzzFeed? What are you doing?
What if literally one of it was like, cool, yeah? Or something weird. That's like,
What if it
it's not
was just
inherently
the
offensive.
N-word? You just take the quiz and it's just the N-word.
Yeah. Answer 3 questions. Do you hate blacks? Do you hate Jews? Are you a Nazi? Okay.
Okay, here it is.
Yeah.
And every other answer, if you say no to it, is just, well, slam my body down and zigga zigga.
Because even that sounds not okay. Anthony, choose your favorite Oreo, and we'll tell you if you like men or not.
Spoiler alert. We know the answer.
It's in parentheses. Spoiler alert. We know you do.
We know you do. We know. I'm looking at the related. Only Friends stands will be able to correctly guess who said these quotes.
I fucking hate Friends. I don't understand the hype of it. I'll never watch that godforsaken show unless I'm gone.
See, I enjoyed it, but that was because I was lonely and sad, and I was just getting a friend group, and it reminded me of my friend group. That's why I watched Friends.
Okay.
You should kill that friend group. Anyways, hey Jack.
Well, two of those people are in this call right now.
Where the fuck did Anthony go?
Oh,
What
where
the
did he go?
fuck was that for? What happened?
What?
What?
Huh?
Okay.
Oh, we got, yeah. All right.
All right. We're almost done. Okay. How basic is your baby is a real quiz.
Yes. Okay.
What the fuck?
I do not know what those questions entail,
Oh my god.
and I have one more.
Okay.
Okay.
The big one.
Your favorite
God.
Windows operating system will tell us your height with 99.97% accuracy.
It's real. I believe.
That's real. I'm gonna double down.
Tripling down.
Anthony,
He said no.
I said no.
that is written by me.
I have never been more disappointed in BuzzFeed in my life. No, that's too.
But-
That's too niche. It's too niche.
Yeah, BuzzFeed, if you're listening to this, you should make it right now.
Get your shit together.
If you're listening
Yeah.
to this, you should fucking close your channel and delete your website.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah, all BuzzFeed
Fire
UK,
everyone that worked for
every
you.
single one.
Your conglomerate gone.
I believe that brings us to a close of episode 2.
I got my
Yeah.
dream job. I work at BuzzFeed.
Wow! Congrats.
A happy ending.
Wow.
A happy ending
Yeah.
to all.
So
Alright.
Jack, tell us what you're up to. Tell us what we're gonna see.
What we're gonna see, like we said at the end of the first episode, we are working on getting some videos up aside
Yeah.
from the regular podcasts. So again, keep a lookout. Subscribe, please, to Cram Jam on YouTube. If you'll probably have a hard time finding it if you simply search Cram Jam, but go to our Instagram, our Twitter account, and our TikTok, all at Cram Jam Pod.
Mhm.
That's CRAMJAMPOD. And you can also find all of our socials linked on those as well. And yeah, thank you guys all for listening. And we don't know what we're talking about next week again.
No, of course not.
Yeah, but we eventually are going to start having some guests on. So
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
please look out. We have Spider-Man.
But before we go, can I just read the the subtext on the "We'll give you a signature catchphrase based on 3 questions" quiz?
Oh, please.
It just says it's not gonna be Bazinga. Sorry. I think I'd rather that be my catchphrase.
I can't believe it.
Jack, sign off on your favorite catchphrase.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. All right, everybody. This has been Cram Jam. Take a seat, babes.
We'll
I
slam
hate
my
this.
body
I
down and
immediately-
zig a
I,
zig
I thought you said. I thought it was tasty aged.
No, babes.
That makes a lot more sense.
There's only three questions. All right. All right.
All right.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.